Dear human being, beloved soul, I welcome you to my podcast series, Conversations with the Universe. After a near-death experience, my perception of our human existence changed profoundly. I became more sensitive, with all our known senses. I feel more intensely, see people with different eyes, and often take a different perspective on life and our challenges. In my books, I share these altered perspectives and all the knowledge that has flowed through me since my near-death and thus record it. For all those who are searching for something more, for the meaning of our existence here on Mother Earth. And it is now a great pleasure for me to share this knowledge with you in this way as a supplement to my books. This season I am dedicating myself to my very first work, the basics of being. I wish you many wonderful insights on your path. Thank you. Love.
There are energies that immerse themselves in dense matter in order to fill their knowledge with experience and, through forgetting, to be able to use the driving force of longing to ultimately remember themselves completely. Becoming conscious of this and remembering the connectedness with all being inevitably leads such a soul to want to serve other people, to help them and to support them. Once they have reached this state, these soul parts are already so aware of their connections with everything that they want to act with a completely different sense of responsibility. Those who experience life once they have reached this state of consciousness know the fullness of giving and can therefore never again experience the earthly ego as the only reality. The desire to help arises from the acceleration of consciousness, which raises the frequency of one's own energy. Once this impulse has been given, the direction no longer changes. However, there are also energies that dive into the lower frequency levels in order to fully experience forgetfulness, the complete experience of separation, and the accompanying limitations of illusion. This is also part of the so-called plan of creation. Being human allows the soul to experience a wide spectrum. Between these two worlds of experience, absolute unconsciousness, or the experience of becoming conscious. Unconsciousness is the tool for awakening a movement of longing, and becoming conscious is the tool for the movement of energy out of curiosity. Both are part of an eternal process of inhaling and exhaling the source, of accelerating and decelerating the energy of the source. You can choose which experience you want to have this time. The connection with the higher self always remains, similar to the electricity that flows through our wires, even when we are not pressing a light switch. But as you already know, it is possible to completely forget this everlasting connection. The accompanying awareness of the ego means for the soul part, the intense experience of the low vibrations. Only through the tools of an organism can the soul experience the negation of the animal, the ego. That is why I refer to the process of incarnation as the journey that brings forth ego consciousness. It serves exclusively to experience the creative power of the ego and only reverses itself with a leap in consciousness in the accelerating direction of the journey home. The more energy you put into creating ego power, the more the memory of your full potential, of the divinity within you, fades. This is how wars, murder, injuries, and pain arise, and, by focusing on this ego power, initially strengthen this connection to the lower vibrational worlds. As a result, you identify so strongly with solid matter that your consciousness perceives it as the only real reality and truth. In these lower vibrational realms, love is only felt in the form of possession, and this gives rise to power struggles and hurt. It is the level of the coarsest matter, so the coarsest experiences are also had there. The fragmentation into soul parts carries with it the danger of losing parts of oneself. It is therefore advisable to strengthen the connection to oneself throughout one's life, so that error and suffering come to an end, and your life takes on the meaning that it can and should have. Only experience is the heart of knowledge. These two different goals for experiences are the reason why you find such a wide variety of energies with different levels of consciousness on Earth. High vibrating, highly conscious master energies that want to serve, come and help others to move in their consciousness. And then there are lower vibrating energies that want to experience the individual feeling of separation and thus being in an illusion. Separation from oneself, from other living beings, and from other worlds. But even this illusion is part of the wholeness of being, because when you are aware that you can gain experience here through the illusion, then the illusion itself takes on a new meaning. Knowing what you see and experience or do not see and do not experience allows you to experience this illusion differently in this knowledge. It gives you the necessary distance with which you can experience life. I don't mean that you should withdraw from life, as is often practiced by Buddhists in monasteries or temples, for example. No, I mean delving deeper into life, with all its opportunities, possibilities, and challenges, but always with the knowledge that you are playing a dignified and respectful game. And this attitude allows you to experience that our reality is only a fraction of the whole reality, a fraction of the wholeness that is real. Be aware of the diversity of being. Not everyone has the same goals, the same strength, or the same impulse to be. Accept the individuality of all forms of being. Please do not despair if you feel misunderstood. Search specifically for those who understand you, because one thing is certain: they exist, your kindred spirits. Never give up. Maintain your curiosity and longing, because they give you vitality and alertness. In the following chapters, The Tools of Being and the Keys to Being, I will explain in more detail how you can walk this path of becoming aware of wholeness. So let me summarize. There are 2 reasons why soul energies incarnate in organisms. Some want to experience separation, while others want to increase their energy level through service, to raise their energy level, and thus ascend energetically. In both cases, however, the path of incarnation is always the platform on which this happens, a school that enables us to shape the consciousness of energies. And I would like to remind you to join our community spine. We are a community that wants to help you live a healthier life, practice your spirituality, and expand your consciousness. We help you find and connect with healers around the world, and we help you give your life a new meaning in different ways. We are spine, connections that help.